out. Well, listen, this is the last segment of the Real Level Up with Darlene Van Beek. And what we were talking about is financial fire drill. So, Darlene, right before we left, we had, we were going to get into, you know what? I got a brain fog.
Well,
But I wanted you really, with this last segment, if you can say again for those who just came into the show, say again, how can they begin their journey with you as their financial consultant? I'm going to
okay.
put your information up as well.
Okay. Um, and I'm happy to do that. Thank you. I want to take 1 minute before I start that. I was able to find the website
Ah,
in which you can start looking for
okay.
a financial professional that is going to put your interests first. Now, I'd love for that to be me so you don't have to look, but if you do want to look,
I love it. I love it.
if you do want to look, get your pencil ready. It's really simple. It's C as in cat, F as in Frank, P as in Paul
Mm,
.net.
we'll put it up.
So that's cfp.net. And you
Okay.
can go there, and it's the landing page. As soon as you go on that page, on the right hand side at the top in big letters says find a financial professional. So now, rather than wasting all that time shooting through thousands and thousands of financial professionals, you can certainly start with me.
See Darlene,
Um,
y'all.
I
See
have,
Darlene.
yes, I offer a free consultation. We spend 30, 40 minutes together, either virtually or in person. You just go to my email address. I'll put that out there in a
yeah,
minute.
put that out there too. Mhm.
And and then we'll set up a meeting. You can come to my office in Marietta, Georgia, if it's close by, or we can visit virtually as we are doing even today.
Even today.
And we just, and I will send a little pre-meeting email, as I mentioned, and the pre-meeting email just kind of gets the person to ready to meet with me. It kind of helps remove any kind of like, gee, I don't know what to expect. I will tell you, here's what we're going to walk through at that first meeting. And I have found, as I mentioned earlier, for people who have later become clients, that they've shared with me, wow, just having that little pre-meeting email that kind of says, here's some things to think about before we meet. It said it really helped them feel ready to meet. So that's all there is to it. At the end of our conversation, if you want to move forward, we move forward. If you don't, hopefully you will have at least one nugget that helps you move forward, even if that is not with me. So
Yeah.
that's the deal.
That's
But I'm
important.
sure it will be with me.
No, that's important, Darlene, to ask those questions because if you ask them in the pre-meeting you, it gets people under the mindset of, I really need to start paying more attention because we go through our
Yeah.
day, we're spending money, we don't really know where the money's going. Some of us, I'm a little bit diligent about, I got my little online tools that I use. How much is my credit percentage? How much am I spending? What my budget is? I'm not super perfected with it, but I'm at least an idea. But this will give people because we really need to start thinking about
Mm-hmm.
what we need to do because if you just haphazardly doing it, you may find yourself in a situation that is going to be difficult to get out of. Overspending, we see it on TV all the time. The credit card debt, people way over. Oh, and there's a lot of companies. Oh, if you're over $10,000 in credit card debt, we can help you. And a lot of times, some of those companies are legitimate and are good, but there's other companies that will take your money and not really give you the service. Where you have a personal person that's invested in your financial future, that's a relationship that I really think people need to embrace. To have a
Right.
person that's right there, I can call, email, contact, and they have my interests at heart.
Right. Absolutely. Yes. And a lot of these things, I was talking with one young couple that are clients of mine, and they said, wow, this is hard work. Well, it is at the start of it. Again, we're talking about putting a process in place perhaps we're not used to using, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
at the start of any new thing we do, it is a bit of hard work. It's a challenge. But once you get that routine in place, that process in place, then you say, okay, it's the end of the month or whatever time in the month you pick. Time for me to look at my monthly budget. Is everything still the same as it was last month? Okay, I'm good. Oh, wow, the utility bills are going up. Maybe I need to adjust, and so the process becomes easier when we do it longer. Is it still work? Yes. It is part of what we need to do just to be good stewards of our own finances.
Anything of
Wow.
value is going to entail some effort. So it's as with anything in life, if you got to put the effort in. A
You got to
lot
put
of
the work
times,
into it.
yeah, people want just things done for them, but no, you have to be a
Yeah.
participant
Whew.
in your financial future. You have
Mine
to.
is my marriage. Okay. 28 years. That's not easy. Good Lord.
Congrats on that. 28 years. Awesome.
I'm gonna tell
20.
Torrance. I'm gonna tell Torrance. I'm gonna tell
He's
Torrance.
probably what he's so used to me. He's like, Lord, how many times you go? 28 years.
Absolutely,
But
and
no,
it's
but you know
important.
what? In relation to that, because this is for okay. If it ain't no for no one else, this is for me. I'm gonna be a little selfish, you guys. Let me have Darlene for just a minute. And speaking on that, what if, Darlene, you are married? I'm not saying this is my situation. It is not. But there are a lot of couples who are not financially on the same level. So how do you handle that part?
I love that question. I
Wow.
love that question. And yeah, when I was married, many of you know I'm widowed. So, but when I was married, yeah, we were never. My husband and I were never on the same page. And I will tell you that's kind of common. It is really kind of common when I
It
talk to
is.
couples. They're never on the same page. But that's kind of what that whole phrase, opposites attract. I think there's a lot of truth in that.
Oh.
So to answer that question, we learn as married people that one of the big things we learn is patience and sharing. And it is the same thing that's true with our finances. Now, that doesn't mean that one person doesn't take the lead on the finances and say, hey, I'll do that hard work like the young couple I was telling you that, looking at the budget every month or whatever. But it means that there's that date night that they sit down and say, hey, tax season's coming up. What's going on with our taxes? When we go to the accountant, do we already know where we're going to stand with the accountant or him or her? Hey, we haven't talked about our finances maybe in a couple of months together. How are things going? Let's have that date night and do finances first and then have that glass of wine after we finish talking about our finances.
Not before. She said after, y'all. Don't start drinking beforehand because you'll mess everything up.
See.
So, but it is very important to have that communication and recognize that, yeah, there's always going to be a difference in how we view finances. Interestingly enough, and I know we're getting close to our time, but interestingly enough, there's an exercise that I always say for people to do is and we've touched on it here, even though we didn't really, hone
Real
in on
into
it.
it.
But many of the things that drive our own personal financial behavior started when we were kids. I talked about it, my dad and my grandma. And so a lot of times, if we can just have those little tidbit discussions with our special someone and say, hey, how did you feel about money when you were 10, or whatever age you pick?
Ah.
You'll learn a lot about your partner just from, oh, well, we were always, whatever the situation was. We went to the same vacation spot every year. I got bored. Or, you'll learn from just those little conversations. I think it's really a good thing to have those date nights, financial date nights.
Because
Financial date night.
men and women are very different. Like, the guys, I really want to be practical on setting certain things up. And you ladies, Angee, Darlene, and the other love to do that shopping. Love to go online with
See.
Macy's and
See.
Kohl's and Burlington and
Okay.
read those bags coming to the house. What's in that
Uh,
bag? I
he,
got a few new things that I got on sale.
hello.
That's out of the
There
budget.
are couples who are opposite. Torrance likes to shop. I don't.
No, I like to shop as well. I like to shop. But see, my other half knows, okay, this is what I got, but I get a lot of surprises. Oh, that's a beautiful dress. Never saw that one. Oh, I just picked that little thing up. Not too. But those are the funny, humorous parts of the finances.
I do enjoy a good meal though. That meal has to be really, really good. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
But those are
That's
the
where I'm still.
compromises, and those are, we can do that. But the conversations need to be had, is what Darlene's talking about. You have to have that sit down, because if she's going in a certain direction and you're going in a certain direction, it's when you bring everything together, you have an excellent idea of exactly what's happening, and then you can
Right.
make the choices to kind of bring everything together. So that
Oh
is
yeah.
important.
Oh yeah. So Darlene, this is where they can email you. Is that it?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Write it down, folks, and not
Write
in
it down.
pencil.
So it
Put it in pen. Put it in pen, not pencil.
for those of
Yes,
you for those
there
of
you
you
go.
who are listening on CHH Jams Presents, it is the Van Beek. And Beek is spelled with two E's. Do not put that A in there. At moneyconcepts.com. D as in dog, Van Beek at moneyconcepts.com. Well, we got another good 15 minutes though, Darlene. So, are there any other nuggets you want to share with our viewing and listening audience?
Well, I would love to see if there are more questions. Mr. Scribe, you've asked some wonderful questions, so thank you for that. And you too, Angie. Can't
Hey,
forget our host, but
that number one question for me was about the the marriage thing. But I guess let me ask you this though. So do you meet with couples that are about to get married? Do you have consultations on couples who are like, okay, we're thinking about that marriage thing, but the number one thing that we really need to come together is our finances. A lot of people are always going to their pastor about
Mhm.
this, that, and the other. But now that we're sitting here thinking, I mean, we're talking, having this conversation, it would be good to have a financial consultant sit with you before you get married. Do is that in the cards? Is that something that you would do?
I think that is you've opened up a whole new income stream there. Never heard
You
talking
heard it
about,
first.
yeah.
Just
Um,
say level up gave me this.
yeah. Um, but I have never thought about that with people who are because you're right. People go to their
Yeah.
their pastor to get counseling before marriage so they can have a strong foundation. I never thought about having a little, program for people who premarital financial counseling. It's a
Pre-
great idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's incredible too, and you come that up, because think about this: couples that are going to get married, remember, wedding cost, the amount of money that they would spend on a wedding, even though the parents might pay for it, the couples might be putting money for that. But you can just make suggestions like, maybe your wedding needs to be scaled down a little bit so you can use that extra income to build your financial future. Because I've heard of weddings 30,
I,
40, $50,000
yeah.
for a wedding, and the couples get married, but because of that financial strain, end up in divorce
Mhm.
oh wow.
because of financial issues. Whereas if they had some guidance before, you know what? Instead of doing this, let's do this. So if we want to do something big, we'll be financially ready. Maybe later on, maybe we could postpone, have a little ceremony, and have the big shindig later on when you're financially ready. That's another important aspect of it as well. And you being in your position can kind of influence that.
Wow, I like that idea. Yeah, yeah. Again, I can just say I like that idea. That's a good idea.
Yes, to take it. Angel gave that to you, no charge. Take
Yeah,
that and incorporate that in your
yeah,
practice. Just
that's
thank Angie from the
certainly,
lead.
yeah, that's certainly something that I could
Just,
help them with, but I
just call
just
it the level up program. We're going to call it the level up program
That would
of
be a good idea.
premarital financial advice.
that's right. That's right. Yes. Yes.
But no,
Yeah.
it's one of those things that and especially for all of us who are, just in our years, past 50. There's some things that we have already set up, and for those who are, still really considering, who are single and still considering um married and want to be married, um we really need to, put some things in place before, becoming one with someone else that already have their situation in place. So it looks different. You're not 20 something anymore, where you may not have as much. Now you're 50 something. You've got quite a bit, and you want to come together as one. How does that look?
Right.
So, something to think about.
Right. And I'll add one piece to the older couples of finding, a new love in their life when you're older. One of the things I think maybe goes, maybe should be thought about and maybe goes unaddressed early on is
Hmm.
if there are children from previous marriages,
Oh,
there really should be a time when each individual sits down in their own quiet space and determines what do they want for those kids, that the adult kids or the adult grandkids from this previous relationship. That might be a good time to think through their will. And then when the two
wow.
the two new people, right, the new gentleman and wife come together, then that actually would be an important part of the conversation, because now
Wow.
these assets, the expectation of what happens to these assets that have already been accumulated could be set, and it creates far
Mm.
less, whatever the word would be,
Mhm.
tension
Mhm.
when they join to become one.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's funny you say that because it happened in my own family. I won't give names out, but that's what made me think about it. In my own family, we went through that, and so you know, I didn't think about the children piece. I was just thinking about the two adults who came together, who had already, things in place, and then they were coming together as an older couple, getting married. How did they intertwine? But yes, they did go through some trying times with not laying that out with their adult children. You're thinking, kids are gone, but they're really not. They're still somewhat attached to you,
Right.
and they're in their 20s, some of them in their 30s. And what happens when stepmom passed away or stepdad passed away? Step passes away. What happens with the remaining living spouse, with an outdated will? uh
Right.
yeah, that's, ooh, didn't
Mhm.
think
And
about
these are
that.
things, yeah, these are things that we normally wouldn't think about these things. We wouldn't think about,
Mm-mm.
what would happen in this type of situation. And in life, as we get older, these are some things as we can see from just what's happening with some of our mainstay celebrities over the past month or so, that we're losing people. And in losing those people, like you said, leaving a legacy for your spouse or for your children or for your grandchildren. So these things are really, really important.
Yeah, they're
And we
real.
as believers need to be in the mindset. We know we're not going to live forever. And I don't want to be a burden to the people that I love if something
Right.
happens to me. And the way to not mitigate it, but minimize that
Hmm.
is to have a financial plan. And so you can sit back and go, I know when I transition, I already know where I'm going if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But they're left with not worrying, not being up sleepless nights. Wonder, am I going to lose the house? Are these things not going to be taken care of? Because these are things that are really on people's minds, and people are up sleepless at night because they're like, I want to retire, but can I survive on Social Security? Can I get another? All these things are real, and you're addressing that by your services. So
Yeah.
we thank you for that, because people really need to start thinking about, no matter if you're 20 or you're 60.
Wow.
Right. Absolutely. Yes.
Mm.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
Well, We're coming down to the last 5 minutes of the show. I'm going to put your information back up again. Let me see.
Yeah, Angie, I have a nickname for Darlene Van Beek. If she just, I'll put it out there. I put it on my social media. Check out DVB, y'all. She'll give y'all that financial advice and tune you up really, really well. I'll put a little voiceover out there, Angie, promoting the business. Who's DVB? Well, that's Darlene Van Beek. DVB. See, you ain't that
Yes,
little connotation to it.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
let's
Yes.
do let's do the DVB, y'all. What's that? Oh, I'll put you in touch with somebody that can show you how to
Yeah.
do it.
Let's do the DVB. See,
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
well,
So
Darlene, what are some of your final thoughts, your final pieces of
I'm glad that
advice that you can give to us?
you asked. First of all, I hope that our talk today has given some reassurance that even when we're in uncertain times, there are things that we can do. And that is my next thing, is to give you a call to action. So
Okay.
I really would encourage all of you that are listening today to take just one practical financial step this week, whether it's reviewing your budget or adding to your emergency fund or starting an emergency fund or
Yeah.
seeking guidance from a financial professional. Because again, it's all about what we can do and what we can control. And I go back to Mr. Scribe, you started with Matthew 6:31. That is really a good place for us to kind of go full circle. Seek first the kingdom of God, because all things will come to
Amen.
us through
Amen.
that. And
Amen.
so take some action this week, including the action of Matthew 6:31.
And
That's
remember, y'all,
awesome.
if you can't remember Darlene, just DVB, y'all. 3 letters you can remember because we tend to focus on stuff like that. So
Mhm.
DVB, y'all.
Yeah, we do. We do. Well, listen, everyone, this is the end of our show. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to her, 101. She has offered to each and every one of you who would like to reach out to her that at first financial consultation. That's the least that you can do because you never know. Please don't go in an unknown situation without you even trying. We here at Level Up, we dare to believe and we dare to move. So I hope all of this information was very, very helpful. If you're joining in on this conversation toward the end of this show, uh, go back, hit that replay button. Not only that, hit that share button. You never know who you're going to be reaching out to that may need this information to help them to carry on. Yes, are we in uncertain times? We are. But we do not have to move in uncertainty. We can move with certainty because of the information that we share today. So, yeah, take that leap of faith. What I'm going to do one more time, I'm going to put this website up, but we're going to cut corners here as we talked about. We already have a certified person right here in front of you. So, yes, you can go to that website, but at least try her out when in that first consultation because you'll never know. I want to give an awesome shout out to Mary Goolsby, who already, I didn't want, I try
Yeah.
my best not to put people's information out, but she did it anyway. Because of Darlene Van Beek, all of the work that she had gone through with Darlene, she has bought her house through just the
Where was
discipline that
DVB
she.
7 years ago when I bought my
Hey,
house?
hey, listen,
Where was he
she's
at?
here now.
Do that. But I like this. But the thing that my takeaway from this program, very informative, but what Darlene said, she will focus and get you to focus on the things you can control. Because the things
Mm,
you can't control, we don't need to worry about those things because God
no,
got that part. We just need to focus on what we can control. And if we do that, we'll come out very successful. So thank you, Darlene.
absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely, Darlene, you did your thing, girl. Well, listen, I also want to put out there that if you are interested in being a guest on our show, please email our team at Angee Coleman at gmail.com. For those of you who are listening, it is spelled ANGEE. Please take out the I. ANGEECOMAN at gmail.com. There is where you can send in your requests to be on our show, and we would love to have you. We have a team of people that are waiting on the other side of that email to inform you of all of the shows that we have on this show. But not only that, we also have a network of shows that is called Level Up Nation. So you never know. You guys bring your testimonies to the forefront, to the screen. Because a testimony, let me see if I can remember what Coria Burns said about this one. An untold testimony saves no one. I think that's what she said.
And
I
Angee,
think she
piggybacking
said.
on what you said, Angee, you
Huh?
said on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Now, for me, it's beautiful because we've had Darlene Van Beek on, but it's raining outside and overcast. That's not beautiful to me. I love sunshine and blue skies.
Well, listen, you guys, we're going to end the show. We love everything that we do. We love spending time with you each and every Sunday. Yes, right here at the Real Level Up. We'll be back here next week, same time, same back channel at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, to 12 p.m.
Gets you every time.
Get me every time. I had to count back. 12 p.m. Pacific, right here at the
I'm
Real
thinking Darlene's
Level
getting
Up.
texts right now. People are getting ready to call in. She
Oh,
checking.
yeah.
She looking down like, uh-oh, I may have some new appointments.
Well, look who came in. Listen,
Becca.
Becca, we see you. We see you. That is a person that you guys want to check out. She will be on the show, Mr. Scribe, in
What?
April. Oh, yeah. What are you talking about?
She's the one that I introduced. For once, Darlene, I introduced Angee somebody that I know, not the other way around.
All right then. All right.
You definitely don't want to miss that show. That is the woman who came into Level Up Nation and has really, really helped us. She's the one that helped us to trademark our names. So y'all don't want to miss that show. All right, you guys. Well, we're going to end this show on a great, great note. You guys pay attention to every last one of our independent artists. We got a whole new surprise for you guys probably in the next 2 months, speaking on the independent artists. So you guys
Wow.
want to stay tuned what Level Up Nation is going to do with these independent artists. Well, we love you, mean it. You guys.
You wanna know if I still love you? Will I do what I used to do? I know sometimes I can step off track, but with open arms you call me back. Yes, yes, I love you. I say yes. So I say yes, yes, I love you. And I say yes. So I
Hello, business owners. This is your fit photographer, Andre Gerard, coming at you with my 2025 campaign. The goal is to promote and empower her enterprise. Yes, the goal is to elevate women of color in business. On March the 1st, we are set to launch this new campaign, and it doesn't matter what your business is. Please contact us at www.andregerardphotography.com to book your consultation. Let's make this an amazing year. Follow me on all social media at Andre Gerard, your fit photographer.
Prepared, crafted, and baked with love. A taste so delectable, like they were sent from heaven above. With every bite, a soothing warmth settles and abides. It feels like a hug on the inside. Kyrie's cookies explode with flavorful taste no one can duplicate. Joy permeates the soul with every bite, creating a tasty intimacy to savor, a merry delight. A sprinkle of joy, a pinch of happiness, a dash of faith, a cup of compassion and happiness are ingredients that give Kyrie's cookies bona fide uniqueness. Kyrie's cookies make my heart sing, packaged with a royal presentation fit for a king.
Hi, I'm Pat Nash, and I want to speak to you a little bit about dreams, about hope, about maybe giving up or wondering why you haven't moved forward. Someone asked me, how did you get here to be a relationship coach? It actually came out of a need for myself and what I observed looking around after I asked myself a couple of questions. Why was I not doing the things that I wanted to do? Why had I gone through divorce? I realized I was not the only one. You see, there's a lot of us who stopped hoping, who stopped dreaming, who stopped chasing our dreams or going after our dreams because we don't have to chase anything. When we look internally and figure out what it is that's holding us back, the sky's the limit, and you don't have to chase anything. You attract it.
I think I like this old tree so much because it had a sadness that I could relate to. Like we were the same.
What are you doing here?
I wanted to see you.
It's been 7 years, Dorothy. There's a lot to see. You sure you've got time? They treated me like family. And how did you treat me?
When I come up yesterday and saw it was gone, I knew it was time. Time for what?
Starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Dr. Kyrie Listens. Healing begins with being heard. Join us at 3 p.m. for Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. Coming to you at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the New Artist Profile. We keep it hot for you. Following the New Artist Profile at 7 p.m., join the Dynamic 3, Orlando, Kim, and Birdie for CHH Jams Presents, where bars come from the word. Relationships can be challenging, so we save the best for last. Join us for Pat Nash Talks on those special occasions every second Sunday of the month at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have food for talk, taking on health, one number at a time.